people that are like, oh, like I want to date someone with money. Like, why should you apologize for wanting to date someone who's well off? Like if you don't, then that's cool, but I do. And I notice a lot of women apologizing for asking for what they want.
We fucking shouldn't.
Even people that are like, oh, like I want to date.
Gentlemen, nice to have you join me in my office. On my desk today is a new report for us to examine, so grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get right into the topic at hand. Today, the topic is, we won't apologize. Modern women want it all. So listen, before we get into it, nobody's asking you to apologize for wanting to date a man with money. You're welcome to have your standards, but ultimately know that men with money are hard to get, and if you're just average as you are, tough luck, you are not getting your bag. It's a hard pill to swallow, quite frankly, for modern women, but we really need to educate that, I just hate that they're complaining about men approaching them when you're using dating apps to meet them, but either way, let me get into that topic. 1 second. Let me cue the video.
I've been hearing a lot lately that people are meeting the love of their lives on these apps.
Trying to date someone in person now, just kind of going up to them, it's kind of like, oh, that guy went up to me. On Hinge, you're there for that purpose.
I want to meet someone like that organically, like at the store, someone that just comes up to me and is like, hey, I love your dress, like, compliment your eyes or some bullshit. I don't know, just like
I'm too skeptical, man. I just watched Fresh, so if someone came up to me at the grocery store and be like, oh, you probably eat girls, like, get the fuck away from me.
I'm dead.
Like, you're probably trying to human traffic me right now. Don't talk to me.
And I would have thought, oh my god, I met him at the grocery store. That means he's about to make like a fucking gourmet meal at home and he wants to cook for me. I've been hearing a lot.
Yikes. Okay. Alright, so back to it. Like they literally just told on themselves there. They're digitally doing the exact same thing, times 100, having hundreds of men approach them in a weekly basis digitally. But, it's a problem when they're, interrupted in their day-to-day life, when it's really just people trying to shoot their shot. Like, you should be happy for that. You know how much that happens to men? Very slim. Unless, you're Chad or you're above average. Like, so many men would be like, wow, that happened to me? Oh my god. Yeah, they're out here complaining about it on their podcast. Wow, the other woman in this clip is just an absolute ditz. The one in the red dress here. In the last video that we posted, whether it's posted in order, the women couldn't decide on whether it's appropriate or not to approach at the grocery store. But, here she is wanting somebody to make her a gourmet meal. Also, gentlemen, be aware that if you compliment a woman based on their dress, they may put you in the camp of being gay. It's a sad truth, so don't comment on their shoes, don't comment on their dress, don't comment on a bracelet. Comment on some sort of particular part about them. Like, if you don't want to be too forward, say that their eyes are striking and, you caught my glance across the aisle or something. Say something cute, say something quirky, make them laugh, but don't compliment them on their dress. Jesus. Last thing I want to hear is any of you getting put in the wrong camp. Whether you think it's the wrong camp, I don't know. But anyways. Also, my god, there were so many points here. I really should have just stopped and go, but the main chick calling Fresh, and if we're assuming Fresh is Walter from Fresh and Fit, calling him a human trafficker is just stupid. Like, they communicate with a lot of women to further their business, and I just don't know where she got this bad take from. Like, don't throw shade at people like that. Even Tate gets that a lot. It's just, don't say stuff like that. Either way. To the Ditz's last point here, if we met each other at a grocery store, I'm getting food for me, not to cook for you. Now, if we saw each other outside of that, we were talking or we were dating, whatever, I'd consider cooking for you. But gentlemen, the one tip that I've learned from Kevin Samuels, rest in power, dude. It's crazy that you're not here with us, but is only cook for a woman if you feel 100% confident in your culinary skills. So, sure, if you've gone to culinary school or you've worked as a chef before, that's a mighty plus up, but if all you're doing is meal prepping, which is guilty me pretty much for the last 5 years of my life, sure, I have a lot of recipes that I wouldn't mind cooking up just to cook up, but you gotta really impress them. So keep that in mind. Modern women want it all, and they want to be able to tell their girlfriends in their group chat that, oh, my guy made me risotto or some bullshit. Keep in mind the women talk. Another tip to wash down here is to have something like vodka at your place, because it's a very easily mixable drink, and most women, go for vodka and stuff like that. I'm not saying have like sourpuss around or stuff like that, but yeah, vodka, tequila, easy stuff like that, because it just shows that you're prepared and, you're manly and whatnot. Coming back to Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. I meant to say that was yet another tip that I learned from him. Definitely go have his YouTube channel a check out. I get a lot of the stuff is pretty much archived, and there's not going to be any more content there, unfortunately. But he had a lot of good points about running game and stuff around the house, and his call-in show was absolutely legendary. no way to mince meat there. But I did have one more clip for you all. However, we're running a bit through this. Yeah, let's just play this one real quick.
And I hate when people are like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. That's nothing. Like, that grinds my gears because it's hard work. I think it's harder than any job. And I've heard dads that have been like breadwinners, and then they flipped it, that they switched spots with their wives and they became like the stay-at-home dads. And they'll say all the time, this is the hardest job I've ever done. So it makes me mad to hear that, where it's like, oh, like, you're a stay-at-home mom. Like, people like play it down. Dude, it's a lot of work. And I hate when people are like, oh.
Yeah, I throw a lot of shade at stay-at-homes, but I'll be quite honest with you. Roles reversed, it would be a hard damn job to play. See, where people throw that in is, when you're the stay-at-home mom and you want everything and you have this energy about you that's just absolutely crappy. Also with the whole single mom situation, like, men just don't want to be there. There's plenty of single women that don't have, that don't have children, and those are ultimately the ones that we're trying to chase, but I feel like I could have just omitted that. But whatever, it's a clip to watch and have some thoughts over. Either way, this podcast, it's really not that entertaining. I don't get why they have such a high social media following. Maybe there's been some more controversial clips, but like, I've played the ones that are in the highest watch, and this is what they have. So I don't know what Fiend Gang put me out here for, but either way, gents, it's always good to report on stuff like this and get those gears running in your head. Like always, though, it's been a pleasure presenting my findings to you today, and if you like my content, help spread it throughout YouTube by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Turn on the notification bell, as I'll have new findings for you every single day. Do comment down below the video with your thoughts on this creator, and any thoughts of mine that resonated with you, or any topics of discussion in regards to this video or podcast. Don't forget to visit Taylor's channel today as well to catch up on his content, as he'll have new stuff for you posted daily very shortly. If not, he's probably got at least 2 released from yesterday. As always, gentlemen, do your due diligence.